Connecting. Hello, everybody. Finally figuring out how to turn my camera into 1080p. So say goodbye to 720. What's going on? Okay, there it goes. I'm always gotta take a second for me to realize that the stream's actually started. But I'm here to tell you how happy I am that Chipotle is finally getting their day, getting dragged across the coals in the public eye, because it has been just far too long that I feel like that the inconsistency across the board has just been like growing so much. And I wanted to tell you how I finally came to the conclusion to stop going to Chipotle. I have not had Chipotle for 4 years now, and I can tell you exactly the incident that did it. So, I remember just being a huge Chipotle fan. I was one of those people that was like, I would have been like a disciple. If Chipotle was Jesus, I would have been one of those 12 disciples, kissing his feet, going across the lands, preaching of everything. But this Jesus was the Antichrist, giving us false promises of something better, only to smash everything and take it away. That's what Chipotle does. That's what it's been doing for so long. Now, maybe we've been holding Chipotle to too high of a standard, maybe. I don't know. But when they started off to give us that sort of expectation and then just rip it all away, that is wrong. So, a little bit of a story time. Like I said, I was one of those huge Chipotle eaters. I was probably getting a free burrito once a month or something because of how much I was eating it. I'm not going to say I was eating it daily, the Chipotle, but I was eating a lot, okay? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. But and I can deal with like the occasional mistake, if I was going to order on DoorDash or whatever, I understand that some things happen. I understand that portion sizes are going to be smaller when you're not there, giving them that old little smile, that old little, hey, can I just get a little bit more steak on that or whatever? Can I get extra rice? Let me double wrap that burrito, please. But I couldn't forgive one transgression. And that was when I finally got my free burrito, and nothing jazzes me up than a free burrito. The idea of a free food, even though it's something you earn, whatever. But either way, I was just so jazzed to get my Chipotle free burrito. I go to the store about to use it in person, but then I had an idea. What about the quesadillas? You can't get that by going into the restaurant, or at least back when, I haven't been to Chipotle in forever, so I don't know if anything changed. But 4 years ago, you couldn't order the quesadillas in person. So I go in. I had that craving, that idea to try this out, and I ask the workers. Sorry, my cat's just wanting to go out, but she's gonna have to deal. I asked the workers, how long, does a quesadilla take? And they said anywhere from, 5 to 15 minutes, depending on other orders, which was fair. So I get out of line, go to my car, order a steak quesadilla, because I am an exclusive steak guy at Chipotle. That's it. Only steak. That's what I started with, and that's what I was going to die with. Really never had anything else. So I super excited. I order my steak quesadilla. Sit in my car happily waiting, excited, just because again, it used to be such a good time. I just knew I was going to be full for the next 2 days, I feel like, with Chipotle. I go inside after maybe 10 minutes or whatever. It tells you when it's ready, whatever. I go in and I grab it. And the first little red flag that something was wrong was that the person who gave it to me had this strange little laugh. It was the same person I talked to about, the time of how long it would take. And it just had this really strange laugh when they gave it to me. But whatever, I'm not going to question it. I want people to have a good time. If, food service is hard, if they were laughing in the back, whatever. So, I didn't question it at the time. I grab my bag, run home with Chipotle burrito, like with Chipotle burritos dancing in my head. Dreams of that, so ready. I get home. I take a bite of my quesadilla, and it's just cheese. I think, okay, whatever, Maybe the meat all got in the center, so I take another bite and just all cheese. So then I decide to put on a little bit of, my Sherlock Holmes detective cap. Got my monocle, got my corncob pipe, and I do a little investigation, okay? I open the quesadilla, the Chipotle quesadilla, and my fears have been confirmed, everyone. Nothing but cheese. Nothing but cheese. And I was so sad. But I wasn't distraught yet, because I figured, whatever, easy mistake, Maybe, they just forgot. Maybe it was a little closer to the close, I think I ordered at like 9:30. I think that restaurant closed at 10. Maybe just something happened, whatever. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them a call, because I believe that, you can raise concerns at a restaurant, and not be a Karen, It's totally legitimate to hold, a restaurant accountable without being rude, okay? Just make sure you know who you are talking to. Your cash register person, they don't care. Just, get the manager on the line, whatever. They'll take care of you. And that's what I thought was going to happen. That's what every other restaurant that I've ever had an issue with has been able to do, Whether it's a quick call, whether it's a talk with a manager, they either replace your food, maybe a coupon for later. But I call them up, and I get a recording. And if there's something wrong, to go into the app and lodge that complaint, okay? Fair enough, okay? If that's how the Chipotle system works, I figured that they're working on some higher level of food, restaurant, management, whatever. I just figured that that's just, you trust the system. You trust the systems of these things, because why? What else would I have to believe? Why would Chipotle tell me to go online if that's not going to work? Okay, so I go on the app, was very well acquainted with the app. Never had to lodge a complaint with Chipotle before. I've never had any issues like this before that I couldn't just shake off. I just couldn't, even if it was a free quesadilla, I just couldn't let this go. That was just too big. You expect steak when you order steak to get cheese. It's just disappointing, So I lodge the complaint. It says it'll take, a couple days to take through. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and then nothing. No BOGO offer, no redemption of the points, not even a sorry. Chipotle just completely left me in the dust. Somebody who was, I remember, I was in one of their top percentiles when they did like their yearly review of Chipotle things. I was in one of their top percentiles for Chipotle, and I didn't get a single sorry comment, any sort of restitution. Just nothing. They just left me hanging. And that betrayal stung me so hard. It killed me. I didn't know. It was just the trust. You trust that somebody is going to take care of you, like Chipotle, and then they just completely just lose you. And it's just, I still am so sad about it. I believe I even still have like a Chipotle gift card that just has money on it. Like, let them have the $10 that was on that card, whatever, That's the last little gift they'll get from me. So seeing all this backlash, and again, I understand that maybe I was given like a lot of generous portions in the past, and they've given me so many meals before, but the fact that they told me to do this process on the app only to be falling through the cracks is just, it still hurts. I still feel this. I still remember this feeling so vividly. And I didn't nor still don't have the social media presence to do anything, I'm a nobody online. I thought about tweeting them or whatever, but why, why? Just so they can give me some corporate BS? No. I wasn't going to do that. So I just did the only thing that we can all do to hold places accountable. And that is just stop eating there. And it was honestly probably one of the best decisions I ever made for a few reasons. One, it forced me to teach me how to make my own Chipotle burrito. And, while it is work, the satisfaction of making your own food, it's the best burritos I've ever made, And there's so many recipes online where you can find almost like verbatim Chipotle burrito, recipes that, you should try yourself. If you are someone who was like me, a Chipotle addict who just couldn't go, a week without the burrito goodness, I'm telling you, you can do that. You can roll your own burrito. I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself, okay? Go, check online, find the recipes, read the 5-page stories about how they put this recipe online because they probably suffered the same injustices from Chipotle as I did, and they wanted to get back to them. So that was the first thing I learned, was one, how to just take care of myself, that self-sufficiency. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever. Teach a man to roll his own burrito, and he'll eat forever. I feel like that's the new saying for the 21st century, Give a man a Chipotle burrito, he'll eat for 2 days or so, depending on how big. But teach a man to roll his own Chipotle burrito, and there you go. You're set for life. And the other thing it just taught me is just how many options you have for burritos. You have local burrito shops that are probably way more authentic and need your business way more than any some national chain. And one of the most special things is once you do kind of establish yourself with one of those local, burrito places, they might actually get to know you. And I actually found myself, developing, a rapport with these people, these local folks, unlike I've ever had at any Chipotle that I've ever been to. So I just highly encourage you that for those of you who have just been scorned one too many times by Chipotle, to go and find those local places that, sure, it might cost a little bit more, but your dollar will do a lot more good that way. So again, I'm just really happy to hear that Chipotle is finally getting some repercussions, that the CEO actually has to come out and admit that there are these kind of issues. Now, I don't subscribe to any sort of worker harassment, okay? I remember seeing some people, there was a trend for a little bit of filming the workers rolling your burritos and whatnot, filming your burritos. That's just a little bit too far, okay? Chipotle, the managers are the ones who are putting these pressures on the workers. The general worker, it could be anywhere from a high school kid who doesn't care, who's probably high and just trying to get through the day, to, somebody who's just trying to work to feed their family or whatnot, an adult who's just trying to get a good stable job and whatnot. And I do think that Chipotle does have the ability to, offer some of those. At least last time I was aware that, when you do work at Chipotle, you get free meals. So I do think that they have a lot of things to offer their workers. But the one thing that we can't put that blame on is the workers themselves, the pressure that you have from management and whatnot. And just having people come in and film you, that's just going to cause more divisiveness. That's just going to cause more pain, more anxiety, and just more conflict, If you need to go to the point that you feel like you need to document them filling up your Chipotle bowl, maybe just, like I said, make your own, stack that meat as much as you want, double wrap it, triple wrap it, whatever. Find your local taco place, find your local place that will maybe be a little bit more consistent. And I think that's just what the issue is. It's just, if they had the consistency, if I wasn't getting burritos the size of my head for years, and I don't think anybody would, care that they got smaller, that they became a different size, if they were just consistent across the board. I shouldn't have to come in and plead or put on some act for the worker just to get a portion size that seems consistent with my last visit. And I know this is not anything new. I'm just, like I said, very happy that there's finally some kind of confirmation from the CEO himself. And I doubt that we're even getting the full truth about the whole 10% of restaurants underserved. I don't think that's the truth. I bet it is way higher than that, just based on the personal stories that we have been seeing from Chipotle customers recently. But again, I don't think they've done enough to really gain back that trust. So that's why, again, for those of you who have been scorned by Chipotle, just realize the power that you have. Until they actually start offering something to make up for those past issues, you need to be strong. Because as long as people continue to dine at their establishment, it doesn't matter if her workers are getting harassed or they're getting dragged through the mud on social media, because they're still counting your dollars, you know? As long as the green is rolling in, they don't care. We only got this response from Chipotle because people were taking a step back away. But we need to keep going. It is not over. Fight on. Fight on. Thank you.